Welcome to Cinequest Video.
4 years ago, in this quiet forest, in this cozy cabin, something happened. Something so frightening. Something so deadly. Something so evil. We prayed it would never happen again. Now, from the creator of Evil Dead comes Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn.
Legend has it that it was written by the Dark Ones. Necronomicon Ex Mortis, roughly translated, the Book of the Dead. To trace the origins of the book, we must go back to a day when spirits ruled the earth. It was this blood that was used to ink the book. The Book of the Dead was last seen in 1300 AD. It was then that the dark spirits again rose up to battle the living. It is said that a hero came from the sky, a man who defeated this evil and buried the book in the castle of Kandar. And there it lay for 700 years, waiting. And then...
Welcome to Cinekuest Video, episode number, I don't remember.
That's where my hands are going, right? That's it. You should know this by now. You've seen this. Come on.
I think we're I think we're like 57 or something. All right, we're on part 2 of our 4th trilogy, horror trilogy of the year, and that is Evil Dead Part 2. Probably the most, let's say, with the most famous portion of this trilogy is probably Evil Dead 2.
Really? There's some newbies out there that call it Evil Dead 3. Army of Darkness.
Not Army of Darkness. I meant Evil Dead 3.
Closest tie between Evil Dead and Army of Darkness, though, for the poster child for this series.
You think so?
Oh well, Army of Darkness had the original.
It's just like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing,
Right.
And I love this movie, and I like it more than one, now. But I'm thinking about how, even though I was like, for me, just dumbass regular dude.
Go on.
I have watched this series, but my big takeaway is like I go Army of Darkness first, but then I go Evil Dead. But I never really think to go, oh yeah, Evil Dead 2. Even though after I've watched it a few times last few days, like, oh yeah, this is incredible.
Right.
Yeah. It's really fucking funny.
I say for me personally, I would say this is the favorite. But I mean, it's Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness are very close.
I was just reading here the plot for Evil Dead 2 Dead by Daylight was originally like you'd said it was supposed to be
Dead by Daylight or Dead by Dawn.
Dead by Daylight. Oh, by Dawn.
You sound like an asshole already. Jesus Christ.
Good.
Well,
I mean, started off on a good hook. No, that's the stupid video game. But anyways, Army of Darkness's premise or whatever that was actually supposed to be in the second Evil Dead. Mm-hmm. And that got changed when the guy that was backing the movie's budget said, no, just stick to the first one. It's like something similar to that plot. So that's what they did.
Right.
But I fucking love Army of Darkness. That's my favorite part.
It's a fucking great movie.
It's hilarious.
Not to take anything away from that
I
one.
almost popped it in today, but then I knew I just want to talk about Army of Darkness, so I just watched Upright Citizens Brigade instead. Like that's ran my second run through it.
That's also good.
Plus, with the ending of this movie, I was like, oh, perfect tie-in. I forgot it tied into Army of Darkness in the way it did, and so I was like, oh, I can.
What was the name of the sport in Upright Citizens Brigade? Is it Thunderball?
Thunderball, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or oh man, they had it's so many fucking good plots in that. One of the favorites is when the guy's in the Matrix.
About 45% of their shit cannot be done today.
Absolutely not.
But they have a lot of just like silly plots, like the dude
who has changed quite a bit since those days. Yeah.
Like the guy who got the massage, and the masseuse was played by fucking Amy Poehler. She's like, oh, well, it's normal that like emotions will come out
when she's just farting,
taking a massage, and he just starts farting. Like, oh, it's because you have a lot of repressed emotions in your lower back.
Was it Spaghetti Jesus?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fecal Jesus.
I ate Spaghetti Jesus.
Yeah.
I ate fecal Jesus.
You guys remember the virtual reality episode where it ends that the guy's
getting fucked in the ass in the basement?
Yeah.
Fucked in the ass by like by the villain or something like that.
But I think the correct way he phrases it is that you're getting raped by the guy. I forgot you're getting raped in the fucking basement. And it clips the fucking matrix off, and he just starts fucking him.
And then he snaps back, and the guy's like, "What? No." Use your machine gun arm.
He's like, I've been raping you for like so many years in my basement, and that's when they cut it off. Yeah, that's fucking.
Yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous, man. Like that fucking show, man. Just like,
it's fucking great.
Legends,
but no, you're not gonna get fucking like edgy shit like that anymore. Like outside of like I don't know YouTube clips or whatever of fucking.
I don't know. I think he and
edgelords
with even though they were like stuck under like the modern Comedy Central ethos.
Oh no, yeah. So like I meant outside of cable TV stuff.
Key and Peele was on cable, Roland.
Yeah, how long ago was that, dude? How long ago? When did Key and Peele end? Was it in 2014?
Yeah, less than 10 years ago, man.
Yeah,
6 years. Upright Citizens Brigade was what? Early 2000s?
That was
98, I think is when they kicked off.
Yeah. I think they ended like 2000 or something. They were on for like 3 seasons only.
But I mean, they have that 20-year advantage for like the joke climate, basically.
Comedy didn't start changing, I want to say, until like the 2010s and up.
I mean, speaking of as far as comedy, have you all ever seen Evil Dead 2 on Comedy Central?
Coming to Netflix. Huh?
Did they ever show Did they ever show Evil Dead 2 on Comedy Central? I mean, technically it is a comedy. Did they? I'm just wondering. Has it ever aired on Comedy Central?
Maybe. I mean, I know I've caught it on. I mean, I first saw it. Yeah, I first saw the Evil Dead 2 on cable. It wasn't a rental for me, so I don't remember.
Well, I mean, this is classified. It's not even classified as horror according to IMDb. It's classified as an action comedy fantasy.
Action what? Comedy
action comedy fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck.
I can see that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some action in the end, towards the end.
I mean, there's elements of action. I mean, unless you
whooping on Mama, whatever Deadite.
Harriet, I think her name is Harriet.
Yeah, like he starts like giving her like uppercuts and trying to kick her in the vag and that kind of stuff. And she just like shrugs it off and like bitch slaps him. But and you know, of course, the sawed-off shotgun. But really, like that movie's straight up horror comedy. It's pretty much. Oh yeah,
for sure. It's I mean, this movie came out in 1987, and I think by this point we had Return of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead Part 2. Those were zombie movies that took the horror element and then put it in mixed it with comedy, and they did it very well. So I mean, I would imagine.
And I mean, the guy that backed this movie was the director of Maximum Overdrive. I don't know how to
Stephen King.
Huh?
Stephen King.
Well, Stephen King was obviously the fucking author, but I'm talking about the movie.
No, I think Stephen King directed Maximum Overdrive.
Did he? Because it says here that it was Dino De Laurentiis.
No, I don't think that was. I think he was just like a producer. He's a producer. Yeah. Speaking of trivia with that whole situation,
right.
Stephen King was such a huge fan of The Evil Dead in 1981 that he convinced the producer over dinner, who was producing King's Maximum Overdrive at the time, to have his production company DEG. I can't even pronounce that shit. Finance Evil Dead 2, which is funny. I feel like Lloyd Kaufman could have taken a cue from Sam Raimi and gotten Stephen King to be a fan of his movies, so he can get fucking money for him.
Yeah, you know what? That's odd.
Because Lloyd Kaufman goes and like underhands everyone who's like, "Hey, you want to fund this fucking weird ass movie?"
Like, this is very much. Like Evil Dead 2 is very much
Sam
like
Raimi's offering some bologna. All right, I got 2 packages of bologna.
This is very much like a Traumaville movie.
Like straight up beef bologna, you know, the good stuff.
Fucking geysers of blood. You know, like exploding, you know, claymation or whatever, like special effects. Huge, big ass fucking like monster.
Bad
tentacle porn again.
Bad Carpenter, is that what you said, Daniel?
Yeah. All this CGI is bad Carpenter, man.
Yeah.
Well, not CGI, it's all
the claymation. The claymation. The practical effects are great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The prosthetics that they use, the fucking like creature designs, I fucking love them.
And I love you know, like, I don't know shit about cinematography, but one of my favorite scenes in this movie is when Ash is, we'll maybe get into the plot, but just when he decides to chainsaw that one particular head, and then the blood starts going everywhere, it hits the fucking light bulb, and then just casts that red glow over all. And they showed like shots of the walls around them, not like what he was doing necessarily.
Right, when he's in the shed.
I thought that was just fucking badass. Like,
and they didn't even show that directly, right? Like it was
right. They showed a shadow like at the end of the scene, but they went like, okay, blood splatters, hits light bulb. Then you see like the fucking mounted thing on the wall, and then like the fucking tools and shit.
Did Raimi use
that was just like I don't know if that's a classic cinematographic trope or whatever, but I just thought that was really cool and well done.
Did Raimi use a lot of the wobbly camera angles that he used in the first Evil Dead as much in this one? I think he did.
I think it was like less wobbly and more like, let's show you the 360 view of what's going on.
Yeah,
because even when you got into like the close up, like what would have been wobbly shots, like the classic Ash laugh in Evil Dead 2, I think that would have had like the camera going in all fucking wonky as he's losing his mind. But no, it showed the moose, it showed the lamp, it showed the fucking all the stuff in the room that was laughing, and then it came back to him. But the camera didn't tilt or do anything crazy or even like getting like good close-up shots of him until like the initial like breakdown into laughter. I think that the camera style was a bit different.
Was that shot that you're referring to, Roland, like towards the beginning when it's kind of coming to the end of like almost like the recap of the first one where he gets possessed by the demon when he falls in the water? Or it's the puddle, right? Yeah, I think that's pretty much where it ends because most of that also like that wobbly camera
this sort of leads into what I was going to talk about, that Raimi just like lets his humor fucking just go as far as I guess the budget allows him to, because they do that shot and it shows Ash being pushed out by the spirit and like he spins and shit. Like he does like his little fucking like 360.
But once again,
which
that's
is
not
fucking
the
hilarious.
Camera work. That's fucking the main element in the scene being Ash being fucked around by this elemental force.
Yeah, so I think instead of using that camera angle so much, like in this one, he just did a lot more. Well, obviously, but it was a lot more like close-ups of Ash's face and like Ash himself. because like in the first Evil Dead, he was still the main character, but like there were his buddies and stuff that were there with him.
I don't know if I agree with that, man.
You know, you don't think this had like a lot more like portrait shots or whatever of Ash, like when he's laughing or like when he's looking around or like putting his face up in the camera, that kind of stuff.
But how many times
I just thought it had a lot more
alone or has like some tertiary character, because when the second lot of folks that come in to meet their doom with in the company of Ash Campbell. Ash Campbell. His last name, because he's just Ash, right? Like
it's Williams.
Ashley Williams.
Ashley Williams.
Word. Okay, so my bad.
Ashley Joanna Williams.
So much cooler, but I forgot my point. I forgot to how it's going on now. So oops.
Oh, well, I was talking about how I thought.
Oh, yes, the close-up shots, yes. But once you bring in like the second cast of like dudes, he takes.
It seemed a bit more like a lot more like the first,
because like he's more of like in the scene, because like when the chick sees her mom and Ash comes up and like shakes his head, there wasn't like this super close-up of like.
So I guess I sort of answered my own question. Like I was being, it seemed obvious now after I fucking say this, but Ash is given way more. Ash is given way more screen time in this one. He's a much stronger presence. Yeah. Well, yeah, but the thing is, like, this is a reboot technically.
Okay, yes. So and here's Sam Raimi going.
You mean as far as the actors,
Brucey boy. You want to do basically the same fucking movie and gamble on it?
You want a job doing this again? You had fun, right? You remember living in the middle of nowhere off like
the bologna and how we made that
chili
and yeah.
According to some of the IMDb trivia, it says the recap of the Evil Dead in 1981, which I had mentioned the first portion when he's burying the girlfriend gets possessed, all that stuff. It's just a recap of the first one, and the reason they were actually going to use shots from the original movie, but they couldn't because they couldn't get the rights to it or something.
Right?
So basically, it says the recap of the Evil Dead includes a shot where the evil force. Well, that's not even what I'm looking for, but it's that they had to reshoot all that stuff so quickly to get to the point where Ash gets possessed, like at the end of the movie of the first one.
So they pretty much did the first one again. They compacted the first one because they couldn't use shots from the first one, so to start the sequel. So technically, it's not a reboot. It's just like a sequel with a soft reboot, if you will. Yeah, because they didn't include any of the characters from the first one. They just had to like show that Ash got to the cabin. And here he is, and then all the shit is happening.
His girlfriend's name also Linda in the first movie, because they did his name in part 2 was Linda. So
So basically,
a little bit of like light consistency, but after a certain point, like really, these two movies deviated.
That's where the whole recap. They just wanted to. It seems like they just wanted to get the gist of what happened in the first one. Linda gets possessed. He has to kill her. Buries her.
Turns her into a deadite.
Yeah, but like what they were able to do a few more things with that character. His girlfriend. She comes up from the ground and starts like fucking
dancing
and shit.
Dancing.
Yeah,
like decapitated.
Play with my head. Oh, it's like a hat rolling down my arm and put it back on.
I think Roland. I laughed so much whenever she flies off. Like she's dancing and she just
and also like for consistency's sake, you did reference that as a Power Rangers jump when we watched that.
Yeah, the fucking Power Rangers T-pose jump or whatever. Yeah.
So just
way to flex, lady.
Two movies, guys.
Yeah. I fucking love this movie so much. It's so goddamn funny. Like it just takes all of the elements of the first movie and just, fucking shoots for the sky as far as it goes. It has all the horror and just again, like Raimi just goes batshit with his fucking humor.
Can we talk about for a sec how poorly this cabin was designed? Because the scene where Ash was running away from the spirit thing and he goes like through the crawl space that suddenly goes into a bedroom or something. It's like, what kind of a fucking hooligan designed this fucking house? Like, it actually just crawl space for your children to get lost.
It was it was a set designed in a gymnasium. So they recreated it in a fucking gymnasium. I think originally,
they didn't go back out into the same place.
Even bars, Ash
was like in.
Was the basketball hoop somewhere?
Where was this shot? It was shot in Wadesboro, North Carolina, and Detroit, Michigan.
I like how you said Lana, like they do.
Lana.
Good job, Roland.
Very region specific there, Roland. Your voice acting has hit a new par.
I aim to please myself at all times. If anyone else likes that, good for them. But
wow, gracious.
I know, always, at all times.
I know that's your middle name and you're not called it often, but it's a moment of sincerity, so
my middle name.
Rolando Gracious Dickhead.
There you go. Esquire.
LLC.
Soon. So
a limited laughs company, yes.
You want to give a synopsis again? We talked about the fact that they recapped the movie in the very beginning.
I can read the one story.
What's going on? Yeah, right.
All right. The one-liner synopsis.
You want to go ahead? Go one-liner. Go ahead.
The lone survivor of an onslaught of flesh-possessing spirits holes up in a cabin with a group of strangers while the demons continue their attack.
Boom, boom. Yeah.
See, I figured the one-liner was going to be, well, you've seen Evil Dead. It's like that, but different. More deader.
Double dead. Yeah.
In this one, they recap it so quickly that Ash plays the recorder with the doctor's voice on it.
Like in the first scene.
Yeah, the girlfriend gets possessed. He ends up killing her. He buries her. She comes back to life. He has to fight her off
with a shovel.
Decapitates her. Then the one thing that happens a bit differently is that his hand gets possessed. And
which I fucking love.
Yeah, that's a whole great scene. And I wanted to find out whether or not was this done first here, or did someone else actually do it that they paid like homage to this scene?
Not sure.
And I'm saying this because this whole battle with the hand.
You're thinking of like Idle Hands.
No. Well, I was gonna say what I was gonna say is that Idle Hands seemed like it paid homage, like literally to this scene. Yeah,
absolutely. I don't know. I don't think it did. I think this was the first.
I think it was just like, yes, like
I think this was the first iteration of
that. A person can have a part of their body,
and I don't know. Or whatever. I think that fucking like Evil Hand ended up becoming like the sort of like unofficial mascot of the movie at that point, because that thing had so much character. It's so fucking great. I love it when he flips it off. When he flips it off, like, god damn it, it's so funny. He's trying to shoot the goddamn thing with a shotgun.
I love that. The chick reading the book got fucking iced or partially iced by the fucking hand holding on his fucking special dagger.
Yeah,
and like this is sort of like testament to fucking Bruce Campbell's acting chops in this one. Because like he just really fucking sells it, and it's hilarious. When the fucking hand comes alive and it's attacking him, and like it's like when it's dragging, like when the hand knocks him out or stuns him, and it's dragging him across the floor towards like the cleaver that's there, and then he just fucking stabs it and just like ha ha, who's laughing now? You see the little hand, and he cracks up.
Came up with the plot of Evil Dead 4. Takes place in a mental institution, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell there, locked up, and he's telling a story to like a new, like, just got his fucking, PhD in psychology or whatever with abnormal minds in mind. But
sounds a lot like the plot for the last Reanimator movie.
Hey, Roland, I was trying to tell a story.
I know you were trying. Go ahead.
Yes, trying was the operative word, and you helped fuck that. But what if all of Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 1 and 2 were just events for fucking Ash? Yeah, it was actually him that put the dagger in the fucking back.
God,
but he's like, no, it's my hand, it's my severed hand I killed off because of the demon. And they're like, no,
that part's funny.
You cut it off.
That part's kind of funny.
I mean, realistically, Evil Dead 4 is technically Ash versus Evil Dead.
You're writing, bitch.
Come on, Ash versus Evil Dead. Anyone? Roland, did you watch Ash versus Evil Dead?
I still haven't watched the last season.
Well, I haven't either, but you're familiar with it though, right? Like
Ray's seen it all.
It's the shit.
I love it.
I haven't seen the entire. I think I finished at season 2 and 3 was still being developed or whatever.
Yeah, it ended with 3, right, Ray?
Yeah, I actually purchased the Blu-ray of season 3, but I don't have the other 2, which I need to do. I can't have fucking 3 without the fucking 1 and 2. You loaned it to
me for a couple of months, and I just never. Yeah, I know.
Well, it's because it was only on Showtime, and that's the only reason I bought the DVD. But then it's on fucking Netflix and shit. So
now it's on Netflix, so you can. I mean, hey, look.
Yeah, so to our listeners, if you want to check out some new media, just wait. It'll be on some month free streaming. Like I'll get Netflix for a month free. I'll get Hulu for a month free, and just rotate those memberships. Change your emails.
Get a VPN and download it.
MoQuest Studios has you guys.
Yeah.
MoQuest Studios definitely said the below. Well, actually,
find it on Plex.
To our listeners, Roland is below me in this, and Ray's to my right. I wonder, can you change this around? No,
I'm off to the side. I'm staying there. Ray's on the bottom, looking up. So let's see.
Anyway, back to this movie. I
do want to bring in or mention the fact that there are new characters that come into play, and that is the daughter of the doctor who is
but they have even less of a presence than the characters in the first movie.
Oh yeah, because they come in almost like 45 minutes or 30 minutes into the movie.
They're like the second act dudes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because I mean, you have Ash and his girlfriend in the first 10 minutes, and then you have Ash
just as they show
by
up,
himself.
Ash is freaking out and he fucking shoots him.
And then the hillbilly fucking tow truck or whatever.
Yeah,
guy, looked like he was just comedic relief, man. Because for half of his screen time, he's bitching about having to carry luggage.
Right. Yeah, which comprised of one bag and the fucking pages from the book of the Necronomicon the girl had, and he's like,
it's so heavy. Whoa.
I'll give you $100. Okay.
Speaking of which, in the first one, was the Necronomicon there, or was it just a tape recorder?
It was.
No, it was there, dude.
It was there. So they changed that shit up, right?
Because, yeah.
I don't know exactly how this chick ends up with a few pages.
The baloney.
I don't know how she ends up with a few pages of the book that had been separated. Was that explained in the movie?
Yeah.
Did the doctor?
It's actually about that. Yeah, it's because her dad had part of the book that some of the evil, but then his daughter comes with the other part of the book that repels it.
Right.
And that's that. Okay, so my little plot earlier for Evil Dead 4 was lazy writing, but goddamn, that is lazy writing.
I mean, so what happens to the actual book itself? I don't remember.
Yeah, what happened? Oh, they ate the bologna in pre-production, man. We're just kind of hungry. And they're like, well, you are the star and you came back, so you have the cover.
Let's power through it. We've got some pages. And
then that bitch who played Linda fucking ate a couple extra slices when she thought no one was noticing, and then fucking Sam Raimi's like, all right, bitch, you're dead early because you fucking ruined the cover.
It's gone in 3 or 4 scenes.
We have to rewrite pages, you bitch.
It was quick.
Who was the person who got the eye caught in the mouth? Was that
that was Bobby Sue.
Bobby Sue,
right.
The
Hicks
girlfriend of the trucker.
Yeah, girl, yeah. And what I'm curious about is why she didn't turn by after ingesting deadite stuff.
Yeah, she like swallows an eyeball.
Scratch you, but she swallowed the whole eyeball and she was fine.
It's so fucking weird.
Until like the actual bad shit happened to her. But wouldn't you think by Deadeye logic, like as soon as that shit's like in you or has affected you, then you're a Deadeye, you know?
I think it's only if they bite you or like scratch you, right? If you ingest like a body part, maybe you'll be fine.
Right.
Well, the thing is, like, you're gonna like burst that in your like esophagus. You know, it's just an eyeball, man. They go pop pretty easy.
Well, maybe that's like a digestion thing. So maybe like they'll get possessed with their asshole, like they'll have a major explosion.
Unless she passes it.
May I ask you a question?
And then like he ends up with like a possessed turd or whatever coming out of the toilet after her or something. I don't know.
Fuck you, Roland. That joke's better.
Yeah,
Invoke Ace Ventura, please.
Do you have any Banaka? Fucking Ace Ventura, man. That shit's just creme de la creme, man.
So let's talk about the mother who's buried in the basement. Roland, we did mention that you had mentioned to me earlier that was Ted Raimi in the suit.
That was Ted Raimi, Sam Raimi's brother, and they pulled him in for this full body prosthesis, fucking fat suit that they pretty much put on him.
Roland, I mentioned to you when we were watching the movie, actually, is that whenever the mother is spinning in the air, like there's like a huge cut in the costume.
Like pretty much just hanging from a ceiling fan. She's spinning around. And you can see like a tear in the suit or whatever. And
I think a tear is an understatement. There's a giant ass fucking hole. Like there's like they didn't even bother covering that up
because of how they built it.
Yeah,
like the scene where the boyfriend of the archaeologist's daughter gets possessed and he starts floating in the air
across the screen.
Yeah.
No, you could totally see the wire holding him up, man.
Yeah.
It's like they're not even trying to hide it, dude. It's like it's so good. Just once again.
Now, regarding a classic movie scene where there's a wire exposed to hide, to quote unquote, for the special effects.
Change? Yeah, I saw that too.
No. Breaking, the first one, Roland. I don't know if you remember where the guy's like playing magic with the broom. You see the fucking string hanging from his like pinky or thumb.
And nobody gives a shit because that motherfucker is smooth. Turbo is goddamn smooth operator. Nobody fucking cares. It's great.
So I mean the prosthetics look pretty cool. Again, they didn't give a fuck about the hole in the bottom of that suit. Where I'm pretty sure he just went through.
That was an action scene to begin with, so it was moving very quickly.
Yeah, but I mean it's fucking obvious. It's so obvious.
Absolutely.
Speaking of moving quickly,
gone within.
Was it just me, or was the demonic presence that floated through the woods like half as fast as that in Evil Dead 1?
Oh yeah, and I would say that's because they didn't have like they had a higher budget, so I mean I guess it would be a bit more steady going through the woods, whatever they were using. But I think they were like
so slow, man. It was
slower. Slower.
Ash can be on foot running away from this.
I assume that maybe they just wanted to emphasize it more than,
or maybe they just slowed it down in post,
Fucking dumb.
I know what you're saying. Like it had a lot of those scenes where it was
somehow the house, which was filled with evil bullshit, somehow was the safe bastion. Like doors would stop this evil wind thing. It was fucking dumb, man. It'd have to like crash through stuff. No, man.
I did like
our Lord and Savior set all this up would not be so lazy, man.
The scene where the archaeologist's daughter like does a direct homage reference to the first Evil Dead, where she's got her back up against the door and like Ash is like slamming it with his shoulder and she's just screaming, like in the first movie when Ash is doing that exact same thing. Yeah. And like they end it the same way where like, they just stop hitting the door and she's just screaming like an idiot. And then, she just kind of like gets quiet and, it dies down.
It's over.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
like that look on her face as soon as like she was like, "Oh, it stopped."
Right. Oh,
I'm safe. Nah, bitch.
Yeah.
You're about to stab your buddy and then deal with Ash.
I thought Ash looked pretty cool as a Deadite, actually.
Oh yeah, he looks fucking evil as fuck. Dude.
The only thing that I thought would have been like cool to add on was like the extra teeth that some of the other actors had when they were like in Deadite form.
Oh yeah, like the boyfriendo or whatever.
Yeah, like that would look bad.
He had like 3 rows of teeth or some shit.
I mean, like Bruce Campbell already has like a pretty big fucking cake hole. And so like he just
it's a beautiful
he just gone so expressive with it and just had all those like neat little practical effects. But he's like, well, I have a sensitive gag reflex, so it really
more like a fucking dumb this one than like a.
Is that true, Daniel? Is like that he said he had a sensitive gag reflex?
Oh yeah. So he goes to Sam. He's like, hey, so I know like you think that extra teeth thing is really cool, but I have a sensitive gag reflex. And,
no, see, because here's the thing. Like, if you'd told that to Sam Raimi, he probably would have been like, oh, perfect. Real vomit. Let's go.
oh, man,
nope. You shouldn't have said shit now. Now you're going to do it. Like, and if it happens, it happens, baby.
You know, I wouldn't put that past Sam Raimi because just going back to the fact that his brother was in that fucking Henrietta suit.
Like he was a real hard ass on him.
Yeah, he said that he was overheating profusely and he was sweating in the suit, and the special effects team would have to pour out liters of sweat out of the suit into styrofoam cups.
I was telling Ray before, there's a shitload of behind the scenes clips on YouTube that you can see like hours of this stuff. And that's one of them. It's fucking disgusting. Like they have interviews with Sam Raimi talking about it. He's like, oh yeah, like they had to peel me out of this thing and just like fucking pour all this juice.
So I feel we're about to delve into background land of this movie with all the cool stuff on the behind the scenes. But I wanted to bring up one thing I actually wrote down about this movie. So that was fucking hilarious. So after Ash cuts off his hands and puts it in his new home or whatever, and sets this stack of books on top of it before he removes the duct tape, did you guys catch the title of the book that was on the top of the stack?
No.
I didn't know.
A Farewell to Arms. I got that today. I was like, wait a minute. Write that shit down.
That's so stupid.
Clever, Sam Raimi. Clever.
God damn it.
Dude,
Okay.
So good. It was like,
and I remember that exact scene. I remember seeing him do that shit.
Would have brought that up. I was really worried, so I had to throw that in. Like, but apparently,
that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I guess little parts in that shed area, there was a little bit of trivia here that said a glove belonging to the Nightmare on Elm Street 1984 Freddy Krueger character can be seen hanging above the door of the tool shed when Ash carves his girlfriend's head with a chainsaw, and when he's looking for the pages in the later cellar scenes, and it says this was in response to the use of the Evil Dead on a television screen in Nightmare on Elm Street in 1984. So basically,
word.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Banter on. I must pee.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty fucking cool. Let's see. So, and I think we probably went over this before, Ray, but like, what was the order of the Evil Dead trilogy movies? Did you see them sequentially?
No.
I think you had said before you didn't. Which was the first one you saw again?
I saw Evil Dead 2.
First,
yeah.
And then
I saw Evil Dead, the first one. And then I saw Army of Darkness.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about that in a minute. I would like to bring that up. Because I saw this this cover, the skull with the eyes looking sideways, and it says Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn.
Immediately out.
Yeah, man. I fucking, it was me and Paul. Like I fucking saw this VHS at it was a Blockbuster or Movie Land. I don't remember which video store it was.
The Video Plus for around the corner or some shit.
Well, yeah, because I had 2 of them near my house, you know. So.
Oh, okay. Didn't you say, is that one still there? Or is it probably gone?
No, it's still there, man. Whether or not it's open, I don't know. But I mean, I think it might just be closed for now. But I mean, honestly, it would be a total bummer if it was fucking closed. But I mean, it's technically still there. So,
I mean, hooray, COVID just fucked everybody's world up.
Yeah.
So I was asking Ray before when you took off there, Daniel, what the order, and I think he said this in the first when we covered Evil Dead, but he was telling me about when what order he had seen the trilogy in, and it was what again, Ray?
It was Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead, and then Army of Darkness.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think I mentioned in the first episode of this trilogy that I wasn't aware that Army of Darkness was part of this.
Yeah,
whole
you know what? Me
trilogy.
Neither. Like, I wasn't aware of any of this. Like,
but I do remember the Army of Darkness poster at the movie theater in Harlingen at the mall. You know, like they had that movie theater in the mall, and then it had like the poster on the side. I liked
that fucking theater.
That I remember the Army of Darkness poster being there. Yeah.
What about you, Daniel? I think you said before, but we might as well go into it.
Yeah. No, Army of Darkness was my first exposure, and then Evil Dead came along at some other point. Like, it was more that I caught Evil Dead references in pop culture.
Yeah.
And then at some point, I finally watched it or whatever. I do not remember when the fuck that movie came into my life.
And Evil Dead 2?
Super casual lightness. As I said, you know, like Army of Darkness, Evil Dead. I don't really think of Evil Dead 2, so I think I just watched it, forgot it, but I'm actually ashamed that, you know, I kind of forgot how great this fucking movie is and how fun it is.
Yeah. That's pretty close to what I know I had seen. So I'd seen the first Evil Dead, and I loved it, but I didn't think anything of it because it was very casual. I was just watching this on cable TV, and I didn't know what the fuck I was seeing, you know. But I mean, if I had known beforehand or whatever that it was the same guys that did, you know, fucking Xena Warrior Princess and Hercules: The Legendary Journeys, because that was actually my first exposure to Sam Raimi, watching his TV series. And then was it Jack of All Trades? I forget which one that he had on there where Bruce Campbell was the main role.
You mean the cowboy shit?
What?
What is that cowboy movie, that cowboy TV show where Bruce Campbell was in there?
No,
he was a star.
I'm not sure what.
Bruce Campbell was a star, and Shonuff was his side character.
Huh.
I don't know about that. The one I'm thinking of, like, it was in like
Dark Shades.
Like Bruce Campbell was pretty much like Zorro in this one. I think it was called Jack of All Trades or something like that. It was a very, very short, brief series. But anyways, so like I'd seen those, and then I saw the Evil Dead, the first one, and then I saw Army of Darkness, and that's when I fell in love with Army of Darkness when I saw it. And then started to figure out that, like, you know, from the pop culture references, because like the direct one being the poster itself, as a reference to fucking Star Wars, which I mean at the time, like a lot of movies, maybe not a lot, but quite a few, like that pose has been used like quite a few times. I can't really necessarily think of anything off the top of my head, but it's iconic. Like a lot of people have seen that, where it's just like one dude standing on top of, like, you know, like a hill or like a mountain kind of thing, and
Chevy Chase in the ad for Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, like, yeah. It's all over the fucking place. Yeah, and then later on, like I saw Evil Dead 2 and realized, oh my god, this is a fucking remake of the first one. I fucking loved it because it's hilarious. Like, it's such a fucking funny movie. Well, and then also I saw that it was a direct, you know, like prequel or rather, Army of Darkness was a direct sequel to this, and so I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like that's when it all snapped together in my head. Just like, damn.
When I saw Evil Dead 2, I was confused a bit because I know they recapped everything in the beginning, and I was just like, "Oh, okay." Like, it's called Evil Dead 2, but I'm not exactly sure if this is like. Are these like flashbacks from the first movie or what it is?
Yeah,
because,
that was a little confusing.
Yeah, and then I saw the first Evil Dead, and I was like even more confused because I was like, there are like two other characters. Why did they do that? What is the deal with all that? But regardless of the fact of those little things that kind of made me a little bit trepidatious about like liking this movie, I thought this movie was fantastic. All around because it was funny, it was entertaining, it was fucking gory as fuck, and Bruce Campbell like became like a fucking god to me. So, and again, meeting Bruce Campbell at the convention, he's fucking fantastic. He's smooth as fuck. He's smooth as fuck.
Yeah, just seeing him, like, oh wow.
I shook his hand and I felt like I was not, like the Wayne's World, we're not worthy with Alice Cooper shit. Like that's where I felt when I shook his fucking hand, man.
I wanted to meet Joxer. That's what I wanted to meet. I really am a big fan of Ted Raimi. Like I love watching these movies and trying to spot like, all right, where the fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? Because he's in Army of Darkness as well. Mm-hmm. I think it's the scene where like Ash is trying to like rally everyone to fight the Deadites, and the blacksmith is like, "You've got my sword" or something like that, and then it flashes to another guy, and it's fucking Joxer with like a shitty like mustache and goatee and my steel. As a fucking Ted Raimi is just so funny.
It's funny is that like. Sam Raimi tends to put a lot of the same people in his movies.
Yeah, his buddy Lucy Lawless
Spider-Man,
the first Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Bruce Campbell's in fucking Spider-Man. He's a fucking announcer.
Right, yeah.
Which was hilarious because I didn't know that when I first saw Spider-Man.
Oh, my God, really?
No, it didn't even click in my head like at all.
Wow. Like, I wasn't looking for him, but like seeing him, I was just like, oh, that's awesome.
And it's funny, like going back and watching that movie, it's fucking obvious.
In your high tower of observation.
That's right. I look down upon all you simps, and I say, "Fuck off."
And I find it it's kind of refreshing that certain directors keep putting their friends in movies, I say even with
Smith, dude.
Kevin Smith, exactly.
Every Wes Craven movie has Helena Bonham Carter and Johnny Depp in there or somewhere.
Wes Craven? You mean Tim Burton movie?
Tim Burton, wow. Yes, the beer's working. Hooray. No, I meant Wes Craven.
Yeah, Wes Craven, sure. Yeah, Wes Craven did Edward Scissorhands and Beetlejuice and fucking...
Jamie Foxx in those was amazing.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes, Tim Burton puts a lot of those same people, and of course Rob Zombie, same thing too.
Like, so directors have their buddies. They've got
and that's cool. Like I'm glad that there's directors that stay true to their friends and they fucking like just keep putting them in fucking movies and shit.
They give them work
too, man. It's great.
Yeah, exactly.
In this case, fucking Sam Raimi always goes for like. Probably always goes for like an easy hire and probably low pay to grab his fucking little brother in there and just throw him in and make him do silly shit.
Hey Ted, what are you doing in this season? Yeah.
It's like, dude, I'm gonna tell mom and dad about that one thing in '83. Oh fuck, man! All right, what's the script?
Yeah, exactly. But like,
I'm gonna tell mom and dad. I'm gonna tell mom and dad I saw you pulling your pecker like back in like. When you were like 12 years old or something.
If you don't fucking do this movie for me.
All right, I'll do it.
They'll know why Skipper left.
So do you have the info on the budget for this movie, Ray?
Yeah, actually I do. So the budget of this movie was $3.5 million,
dude.
And the box office made $10.9 million.
9.9?
10.9.
10.9.
10.9, yeah.
At the time, like, I mean, it's This is one of those movies. It's still making money now.
Back, dude. That's fine.
It's still making money. I want to see this in 4K. Like I was watching it earlier. That's fucking 1080p. But
how was it in your 1080p, Roland, with your new TV?
Oh, it's fucking beautiful, dude. Like I love it. It's not so like how other movies. I think we've been talking about this before. How like other movies will bump up the resolution, and like it starts to make it look kind of surreal, like almost you're just standing there on the set kind of thing, and like see people doing their silly shit. And it doesn't necessarily have that like cinema quality look to it. But for this movie, like it's fucking great. Like you get to see all of the like the lighting is awesome for this whole movie. The fucking angles for the shots, it just looks fucking cool.
Nice.
So yeah, I'd fucking love to see this shit for much less at the goddamn theater again. Like fuck, dude, seeing Evil Dead like on a goddamn projected onto the wall would be fucking awesome.
Well, I mean, if I were to see, or they would come up like Cinemark or
all three.
AMC were to like show this at a theater, I would totally go fucking watch it. I mean, because I've never experienced it in a fucking theater, and I think that would be a great experience. Although, I mean, imagine like having your own backyard and you have the projector, and you can have like fucking people hanging out. You have to like put up like fucking money to watch this. I say, Roland, I'm saying like you get some money from these people, right? You get some money from these people, right?
You'd have to socially distance. So
that's true. I don't. They can watch from outside of the fucking fence.
I'd be fine by myself. You know what? Like you guys can come by, I guess. But
but someday you're gonna fuck up and accidentally stream your projector, and you're watching Pornhub while beating up or shower. That's just problems for you, bud.
Yeah, I gotta watch out for that camera. Don't
have that shit on randomly, Roland.
That's right.
I don't need I don't need to like fucking like turn on my computer and you're on fucking meets for some fucking reason, and your legs like fucking like in the back of your leg, in the back of your head, and you're fucking like just cranking off. I just fuck.
Yeah. I'm very flexible.
Yeah,
right?
Like you like techno bullshit.
I got like a strobe light going on behind me.
your legs behind your head. You have a clothespin on your nip.
Behind my head because I got to be standing with the other leg, Ray. All right, I got to be bouncing, doing some fun, and I'm fucking trying to break dance at the same time.
Jesus Christ!
A bottle of olive oil.
Olive oil is healthy, all right.
No, he fucking pours the olive oil in your hand and sticks the rest of the fucking thing up his ass. Like,
I got to get myself in the mood, Ray.
Any like favorite scenes of this movie? I'm gonna start off. I love whenever the archaeology daughter is like trying to pull the hick out from the basement, and all the blood just starts fucking flying out.
Blasted.
Yeah. One of the things about the blood is that like apparently if they changed the color of the blood, like it would have allegedly changed the MPA rating from an X to an R, but it didn't help at all. Like there was so much fucking blood coming out, and it was so bright. I think it was darker, that may have like fucked them up even more, but since it was so bright, it was bright red blood. Yeah,
green blood. I think in that.
Yeah, they still gave him an X rating, and it eventually just became unrated. Yeah,
festive blood.
What's that?
Yeah,
it was festive blood.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. One of the productions or the distribution company was Rosebud, because the guy could not distribute the movie with an X rating on his original distribution company, so he just like made up Rosebud, but eventually they just got an X rating, and then they just went to an unrated movie because it was so quote unquote violent and bloody and all this kind of nonsense, so that the MPAA couldn't give him like a fucking like R rating because it was too crazy violent.
I was gonna compare the Evil Dead 2 to the first one. I want to say the first one was more violent. This one was just like a slapstick, you know, like when he's disemboweling, you know, people. And shit.
No.
Like
I would say the first one is more violent, but this one's probably more bloody, and it's I would say okay. The rules for the MPAA
by that is that the first one has like it seems more violent to me because like it has more of those darker horror elements. True. And this one has the comedy, like it to offset everything.
No, yeah, but the thing is, I don't even think that matters. Is the fact that there's more blood and it's like the blood's coming all over the place.
I just meant from like my viewpoint, but
yeah.
Right.
But I'm just saying like the
scenes, you know, Ash ends up like fucking sawing his former girlfriend.
Right. You saws her face.
Shadow cast on the wall for the most part,
and even sawing his own fucking arm hand off.
Before he saws her head off, like her decapitated head flies through the house and like lands between his legs and just looks up at him and says, "Hello, lover."
Roland, when you laughed earlier when Daniel was reading or reciting the intro to the movie, you literally sounded like that chick, man, like with that fucking laugh. Good job.
This movie's fucking hilarious. So Daniel, what kind of favorite scenes do you have, man? Have.
We brought it up a little bit before already, but the pretty much any of the severed hand scenes are hilarious. When he saws off his own hands, his hand rather. Who's laughing now? That's hilarious.
Yeah, and then like he says that he's like, "Who's laughing now?" Like he's crying.
Fucking finger flipping off when he gets caught in the mouse trap. That's fucking hilarious. Just like those scenes are hilarious as fuck. I loved how it was a bad thing for the practical effects, but the dagger to off, deadites.
That's right.
And the guy, it fucking wobbled like a fucking, cheap dildo.
The daggers. I think there were two scenes I recall specifically, and that was when the fucking hand stabs the daughter girl, which is hilarious. out of nowhere. And then also when she fucking has the knife itself and stabs the hick, like he's just like stumbling back into the house and she's like, yeah, and he's just there like, what? And he fucking eats it. When he's telling her like, oh, I can't breathe, pull it out. And she pulls out the knife and she's like, help me, take me over there. And she's like, shut up. She starts screaming at him. She closes the door on his legs and that kind of stuff. Like, fucking hilarious.
I love just because of the way the camera work was, like sped it up or whatever. But when Ash was backtracking up the stairs after retrieving the pages of the book, and he gets pulled under by Granny Bitch Dude,
right?
And just the way that his body like kind of like jerks like spastically as he's being pulled between the stairs is fucking great, man. Yeah. He gets pulled under the staircase. But just the way it was shot, because he's like jerking, he's like like it's a clear audio take, but the video is just like jerky as fuck.
There's a lot of that like fast forward and slow down and rewind shit that you see in like because like Sam Raimi's a huge Three Stooges fan, so
word.
There's just a lot of that kind of cinematography in there with the gag clips, I guess the comedy. I was gonna say undertones, but it's more like the relief to the horror itself, because like Ash is getting dragged under the stairs by a fucking like zombie demon or whatever, but like the way it looks is almost like you're watching.
It's comical, man.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like flailing about all goofily and just kind of like with this ridiculous look on his face. And like it's like watching a cartoon or some kind of silliness. Which is it's fucking hilarious. Those are pretty much my favorite scenes too. pretty much anything with his severed hand. I loved it when he's trying to shoot the hand and he misses, and it just flat out flips him off and kind of like does it's like a like a little fucking weird laugh, and he's just like, oh fuck you, you know, like he shoots it again, blam blam, misses again, and like you hear something like that. And
I think the hand has like a fucking voice.
Trickle of blood, and that's when he gets hit by the guys. Like you see a little trickle of blood, and he's like, yeah, and then he just gets blasted in the face with like a fucking fire hose of red, and he's just there like like he's just like, instead of moving or anything like that, like it's just it's just a huge gag scene, you know, and he's just there like eating it all. And
are you done?
No, like I really loved it when I loved it when again when the hand first gets possessed was fucking hilarious, because like you just see this fucked up scene where like he's like poking a mirror or whatever, and then like his reflection comes out and chokes him, and then like he snaps out and like it shows him holding his own neck.
And mind you, that whole hand scene was improvised by Bruce Campbell. Like, all that nonsense.
That's right.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was.
Was it also improvised where like the fucking hand issues like smashing bowls and shit into his head?
Yeah, that was all him. All that was improvised.
Wow,
yeah,
that's amazing.
He did the whole bit, and it was fucking hilarious.
Yes, when you guys met him, you definitely weren't worthy.
I was not worthy. I met him. Roland didn't meet him, unfortunately.
Oh. No, I just saw him from a distance.
Yeah, I met him a few years back at the Wizard World.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the Frightmare, unfortunately.
No,
Frightmare, I never would have had a chance to like fucking meet the guy, which I hope.
No, it was
not the case,
show,
but
dude, it sucked.
Like, is that why he like was getting flooded?
Sorry, what?
Was that around the time that like Ash vs. Evil Dead like dropped? Because is that like why Bruce Campbell was flooded?
No. I mean, it's he's a fucking horror icon, man. Like he whenever like horror people
like there were already
We've talked about this before, but what happened is that they scheduled the venue at a place that did not have the capacity for the amount of people that were there, for the talent that they fucking pulled in, dude. Like you're talking about almost every horror icon in existence there, and not even considering that everybody was there to fucking like meet Joe Bob, and like that alone would have been ridiculous. But then they fucking had Robert Englund, they had fucking Tim Curry. They had Sam Raimi, Ted Raimi, Bruce Campbell, fucking
Elvira.
Right, they had Elvira there. I forgot her name. They had Jeffrey Combs. They had the other cast there from the Reanimator series, movie series. Like, it was fucking ridiculous, and it was basically in the like for the amount of stars they had there. Like, it was pretty much like everybody was crammed into a giant lobby. It sucked. Like it was impossible to see anyone. Like, we were lucky to meet Jeffrey Combs, and I was fucking happy with that. Because that was initially why we went there. Like, I wanted to meet this motherfucker, but like then hearing like all like Tim Curry and everyone else is like, oh fuck me, like yeah, let's do this. No, it was unfucking possible. Jenna Jameson was there.
Yeah, zombie strippers, bro.
Yeah. And Tito Ortiz was there as her bouncer, security, running security. And
Tom Savini was there again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Fuck, man.
That reminds me. Like, I have autographs from Tom Savini, Bruce Campbell that I need to put up on my fucking walls and shit. Like, they're still just kind of like sitting, and fucking Jeffrey Combs. They're just sitting in that fucking plastic that we got from that.
Man, the next time we do this, and there will be a next time, I want to meet all those motherfuckers, but like that's gonna take some money too.
Money and time.
Yeah, I'm not worried about time. I'll fucking show up there and be like, we'll set up a tent. Shit, fucking cares.
You know what you need to do, Roland? You just need to pay the VIP pass, man.
Yeah. It's the money. It's the money that was the thing.
Yeah.
Like meeting Tim Curry alone was like $100 or something like that. I forget.
Oh, I don't know if it was that much, but the line was just ridiculous. So
it was a lot. Like, and I wanted to meet all of them, all of those motherfuckers, all of them. There was not one person that was there that I was like, oh, fuck you. No, like I was irritated. Yeah, it was fucking awesome, but it was such a clusterfuck.
Before we bring this episode to a close, I want to go over the quotes. And there's a lot of classic quotes in this movie, and a lot of quotes that have been used in a lot of pop culture. Yeah,
I'll swallow your soul.
Yeah.
Swallow your soul.
I've heard the Dead by Dawn, I'll swallow your soul thing on like albums or songs and shit. Dead by Dawn a whole bunch of times. There's another one.
Horrorcore rap group that's called Dead by Dawn. That's
really
good. Yeah.
Let me see here, and of course the one thing that Bruce Campbell did that is, it's just one fucking word, man, and like it's become like it's iconic,
dude,
you know.
Like when I was watching it again this afternoon, I texted my girlfriend. I was like, oh, that one load up scene. It's so fucking epic, dude.
I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul. Swallow this.
Which is funny how he didn't blow like half his leg off because
yeah. Yeah.
Hold on, there's a scene that well, you know the part where he says work shed. Yeah, that was overdubbed apparently. Because the audio was bad whenever they actually first recorded it. But there is a point where I think Bruce Campbell was in Escape from LA, where Kurt Russell went up to Bruce Campbell and said, "Say work shed." Yeah, hold on. Let me find this in the trivia.
Really?
Here. Yeah, it's in the trivia. Let me find it. Hold up.
Yeah.
Let me read it. Let me read it.
I've seen Escape from LA several times. I never actually ever paid attention.
You know, Bruce Campbell is the surgeon.
Oh, wow. Fuck.
Oh, okay. It's actually the first thing. It says, during the scene where the severed head and Linda bites Ash's hand, Bruce Campbell says a single line, work shed. And the line was later redubbed in post-production due to the quality of the audio, giving it a strange, slightly disproportionate sound to the audio. Or it was, I read that a little bit differently. So 9 years later, while filming his cameo in Escape from LA in 1996, the first thing that Kurt Russell said to Bruce Campbell on set was jokingly, "Say work shed."
That's awesome.
It's fucking awesome that if that is absolutely true, that Kurt Russell watched Evil Dead 2.
Yeah, obviously he's a fan. Yeah, fuck yeah.
And it's funny is that like Kurt Russell is a fan of yours. And then, I mean, I'm pretty sure Bruce Campbell's a fan of fucking Kurt Russell. So, I mean, that's fucking.
Who the fuck is not a fan of Kurt
That's fucking validation to like have a hero of yours fucking say.
Absolutely.
Reference your work.
He must have felt fucking great.
Oh, I would have felt fucking awesome, man. Like, are you kidding me? If Kurt Russell said, "Hello, Ray, how you doing?" I would have been like, just like shit myself, piss at the same time. Like it would have been like,
I'll be back.
Bathroom. Sorry.
He knows my name.
Yeah. You know, I went to breakfast with a friend of mine not too long ago, and I was actually talking about the fact that Roland, you and I have met a few celebrities in the horror genre. We met Doug Bradley. We met fucking Jeffrey Combs. Yep. I've met fucking Norman Reedus. I've met fucking Tom Savini. And all these people, I have a tendency in my mind that I'm taking a really good picture with these people.
I'm gonna be cool.
But every picture that I take is like like I'm a fangirl and they're just touching me, kind of face to look to me, you know.
I'm never gonna wash this shirt again.
In my mind, I'm like looking cool on the camera, but in reality, my face just looks like, oh, they're touching me. Kind of that's the way my face fucking looks, you know.
Look giddy.
And it's funny because I was looking back at my Doug Bradley, and I guess if you don't know who Doug Bradley is Pinhead from the Hellraiser series.
Fucking Pinhead.
I have that same fucking look. Anytime a celebrity, or even Ernie Hudson, They fucking give you that hand on the shoulder.
I was actually very...
They give you that hand on the shoulder, and I just like melt in their arms.
Cheeseball with,
I melt in their arms.
Hudson.
It's fucking great.
Awesome,
I was like with Ernie Hudson, I was like, man, would you adopt me, dude? Like, yeah.
Can you just tell me stories from The Substitute when you were with Corbin Burson? Not even Ghostbusters. I don't want to hear that shit. I want to hear about The Substitute, bro.
Wouldn't it be great to be a fan of Ernie Hudson that hated Ghostbusters?
Yeah, I'm sure he gets that one. That one.
Yeah, there's got to be at
weirdo.
least one guy out there who's said that to him.
And it was you, wasn't it?
Jumpsuit to all this jacket. I hated that movie.
Was
Winston,
Ernie Hudson in Oz?
But I loved Oz.
Yeah, I love Oz, and I love The Substitute when you were the principal, like a shithead principal. Like, you were fucking fantastic. Ghostbusters was horse shit. Right?
In charge. What are you doing with your life these days? You've got. Well, wait. You're at a company.
Retirement.
Well, wasn't he doing like an life insurance kind of thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, dude, I got so sad when I saw that, dude.
You know, it's funny if you got sad when he's doing that. The first thing I thought
every so often.
the first thing I thought was like, I need to get life insurance because Ernie Hudson's telling me to fucking get life insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Sold.
I'm sold, Ernie Hudson. What is your most expensive plan? And I'll tell him Ernie Hudson sent me so you can get more of a kickback from this. I'll support you any way I can, Ernie Hudson.
Now that he's come back, I wonder if you think Rick Moranis would ever go on like a fucking Spaceballs reunion tour, anything like that?
I mean, he's technically back in a sense, but I mean, if Rick Moranis, Spaceballs, Honey I Shrunk the Kids reunion, I'd fucking hell. I would love to fucking meet Rick Moranis.
I would absolutely fucking love to meet him.
As much as I still need to have Rick Moranis sign.
I would take some kind of Star Wars memorabilia and get him to sign that.
Dude, I need Bruce Campbell to fucking sign I scratch out the ex-wife's name on my fucking autograph. I need to videotape that, dude. That is something that needs to be videotaped.
Just get Rick Moranis to put a line through her name and then sign him under there.
No, I don't need. No, I can't have. No, it has to be fucking legit. I need Bruce Campbell to fucking do it. Because I was trying to be nice and include the wife in that autograph, which I probably shouldn't have, and now I need him to scratch that shit off. And you know what? That's a video that'll go viral on fucking YouTube, right?
More than likely, yeah.
Ray, when you strike back,
you know, should I email Bruce Campbell and say, look, I need you to like just scratch this out and videotape yourself doing it? What
would it take for you to do that?
What would it cost me for you to do that for me?
Can I get it in monthly installments? Are you like what's your standard APR rate, Bruce Campbell?
I would fork over the $200 for him to do that.
I think you'd pay at least twice that, Ray. I can see you paying twice that easily.
I might pay $500. That is not. You know what? I'm gonna scratch that from this podcast. Like $200 is the max I'm willing to go.
You're so full of shit. I don't believe that for a fucking second. Nope. I don't believe that you're going to cut this or that you would only pay $200.
You know what, Roland? You're right. I'm pretty lazy right now. I won't fucking do it. I would probably pay double the amount that I just said for sure.
Easy. Yeah.
Double the amount from 200,
bitch.
right?
I know you
double the amount from 200, right? I need Bruce Campbell to scratch your name out and videotape it for me.
He's like, that's the jerk me off rate too. So
the Bubba Hotep rate.
It's here for you.
And you know what? He would probably wear a nice velvet suit too, because he has like nice velvet suits. He's
a classic guy.
Yeah, man. He's got the whole fucking scarf and everything. Like, he's a classy motherfucker.
Clean.
All I need is for Bruce Campbell to start making fucking Old Spice commercials, and I'd start buying Old Spice deodorant. Like, he could sell me anything, honestly. All right, so
anything
else regarding this movie? It's fucking fantastic. It's violent. It's funny.
Super fun.
Anything else y'all want to add to it? You can't wait for Army of Darkness. Neither can I, Roland.
Yeah.
That movie has so much shit going on in that movie. It's
so good.
Great.
Yeah. I'm going to watch that a few times.
Army of Darkness was actually one of my dad's like favorite movies because
wow, that's cool.
Because you all seen Clash of the Titans?
Yeah.
It kind of has that old claymation kind of like shit going on with it.
Okay.
And the fact that the skeletons that are going through like when they're in the war scene, like they're fucking funny as shit. Like it was just a funny. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Surprisingly, like my dad actually really liked that movie, which was pretty kind of a shocker because, again, violent horror movie.
Yeah.
And he liked
this
that
one
movie.
has this one isn't even like I consider it slapstick comedy. It's
and you know, I mean, it's not even like considered like I wouldn't even consider like a horror movie technically. It's more like a fantasy movie, action comedy fantasy movie. Like what this one technically is referred to as on IMDb. And before we end on that, like I just want to make sure that we have to give our ratings too. The rating on IMDb, again, we don't reference Rotten Tomatoes because it's a trash fucking site.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Evil Dead 2 1987 has a 7.8 rating on IMDb. And we don't do a 1 through 10, we do a 1 through 5 rating. So, Roland, what do you give Evil Dead 2? As he's just chugging his fucking...
Perfect.
I give us a 4.5.
4.5. All right.
Love this movie. And that is all.
Daniel.
I'm going to have to agree with Roland, man. 4 or 5, man. It's fucking awesome.
All right, you know what, guys? I'm gonna agree. I'd say it's unanimous. It's 4.5 all the way through.
I think that's a first.
Probably, yeah. It's not a completely perfect movie, but it's enjoyable all around.
Yeah,
it's violent. It's funny. It's got Bruce Campbell, and it's fun.
God damn,
it's just so fucking fun.
Like, it's easy to get into.
Yeah,
so fucking easy to fucking.
Yeah, even if you're not even a horror fan, I feel like it's a movie that anyone can enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming that they don't get queasy with all the blood and shit.
I mean,
and it's fake. It's fake as fuck blood too.
Yeah, it's silly. Like again, like I think if any of these movies were to make you flinch or kind of get a little unsettled in the rumbly tumblies, it'd be the first Evil Dead.
Oh yeah,
with
for
this
sure.
One, like, there's definitely more blood. Definitely more like, I guess grotesque.
Body horror, maybe.
Right, but it's
like
it's so much more comedy. It's so much more comical than anything else, and yeah. I don't think anybody would really have any trouble with this. Even people that are particularly queasy prone or whatever.
You know what? I think certain people might be turned off to the fact that it's funny, like legitimately funny. And assuming that they think they're getting...
Those people must be boring bastards, but I see what you're trying to say.
I mean, because if you're going to a movie called Evil Dead...
trying to go in here.
The title Evil Dead itself lends itself to like a really horrific movie. Yeah. And you're gonna go into it thinking, oh shit, this is fucking scary, and then you see Bruce Campbell.
You're not getting
like laughing hysterically with all these fucking like nonsense characters, and then he's like squatting like, you know,
chainsaw arm.
Yeah, he says groovy, you know, like all these things. Like those aren't like horrific tropes, you know. That's horror comedy, and I liken that to even like Return of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead 2,
Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Yeah. Well, not even that. That's like even more extreme.
That's so.
Yeah, that's like not even horror in any word.
Actually,
any
you know what? Like that's Army of Darkness is closer to that one.
Yeah.
Than,
you know, speaking of which, I'm probably after we're done recording, I'm gonna watch Dracula Dead and Loving It because
nice.
Yeah, that movie needs to be watched again. And you know what? I miss Steven Weber from Wings, and he's in that movie, and I need to like watch Steven Weber and do his thing. You know?
Well, Wings in like 1,000 years. Holy shit!
Well, watch Wings on Hulu because I fucking love Wings. It's so great.
I will give you I'll give you many lives. What the fuck does he say?
Oh, you know who's like one of the characters that in Dracula Dead and Loving It that are just really fucking funny is Renfield. He's the guy
I thought
from.
You could say Van Helsing.
No. He's the guy from fucking Ghostbusters 2. He's
he plays the art director. I forget what his name is.
Janusz.
Janusz, Janich or whatever the hell his name is.
It's Vigo. He's like the buzzing of flies to him or whatever.
Buzzing of flies to him.
But him as Renfield is fucking hilarious because in Bram Stoker's Dracula, it's fucking Tom Waits. Yeah. And that's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious.
It's fucking Tom Waits.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is hilarious because Tom Waits does a fucking fantastic job.
Yeah, he's a great fucking actor.
Yeah, he really is, surprisingly.
Somehow.
Have you all seen Wrist Cutters?
Yeah, that's one of my a love story.
Yeah, Wrist Cutters is a love story.
He's a goddamn angel.
In that. Yeah, Tom Waits is an angel in that fucking movie. It's fucking he's fucking great in that movie.
That movie's awesome. I love the soundtrack to it. It's
it's great. It's Go-Go Bordello.
Go-Go Bordello. Yeah. They're pretty much they're kind of like the Red Elvises or any of those other sort of.
They have like a gypsy kind of acoustic kind of thing going.
I don't know the exact genre, but if I was to guess, it'd be like international rockabilly kind of stuff. Like that's all I got with it. Like that's pretty much what they fall.
You could have thrown punk in there too, man, because they're kind of like punk also. So
yeah.
What would you say? New World rockabilly? Is that what you said?
No, Jesus Christ, international rockabilly.
Oh, close enough.
New World. Punkabilly. Well, I mean, rockabilly is like it takes. I want to say it takes.
We've had it before. Shut up, Roland.
Have we? All right, I forget.
Speaking of Gorgo Bordello, one of Joe's. Joe is the person who is usually on Anatomy Mixtape, and he was on the Three Ninjas episode arguing with his girlfriend. He always plays the song. You Wore Purple from Gorgo Bordello when he's drunk. So awesome. check that fucking song out. Like it's a fucking really good song.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the soundtrack is good for Wrist Cutters, not even related to this fucking movie.
So I'd been a fan of Wrist Cutters for the longest time and of Gorgo Bordello, but I didn't actually look into the soundtrack until I was rooming with Johnny, because he was actually a huge fan of them, and that's when he told me he actually went to check them out in Austin.
Nice.
When they had a tour, and I was just like, "Fuck, I'd go if it wasn't a you girlfriend thing kind of arrangement." Like, damn it, like that's fucking cool. But yeah, that was when I understood like what are who those dudes were at the time.
Yeah. All right, so let's bring this episode to a close. Unanimous 4.5, first time probably in Cinequest history.
Boom.
It's historical. Long. It's historical. We're like 57 episodes in, and this is the first time we've agreed on a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
It's fucking monumental.
Alrighty, so let's sign off. My name is Ray, and in Nowhere Man Studios,
this is Roland,
and in Pacific Northwest Studios,
this is Daniel.
All right, so we'll see you next time. Army of Darkness is the last of our trilogy, and we'll be bringing you more movies later on. Wow, that was actually really good, Roland. Good job. And Roland, stop your fucking.